Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome back. So as many of you have already heard, Level 5 has confirmed that they are working on a brand new Yokai Watch game as a result of the 10-year anniversary of the franchise. Now, that being said, we don't have very much information regarding this game, like whether or not this will be Yokai Watch 5 or some type of spin-off game. However, I do think that it is quite likely that this will be a main series installment, just due to the fact that the 10th anniversary is something pretty significant, and we saw something similar with Dragon Quest and their 25th anniversary, and we can see it's a mainline Dragon Quest Monsters game to coincide. Now, before we get too excited, let's remember that Yokai Watch 4 has not been localized, nor have we gotten any word as to whether or not the new Yokai Watch game will be coming to the West either. There has been a lot of discussion about Yokai Watch on the internet and its rise and its fall, especially lately, as well as a movement called Save Yokai Watch, where people were essentially advocating for the games to continue to exist. And even as someone who hasn't really delved into any of the Yokai Watch games myself and kind of missed the window of release, I'm probably not the best person to act as a figurehead or something like that for such a movement. However, as someone who has been covering monster taming games for almost 4 years now on this channel, I will say that someone has to push for more Japanese games to be localized in the West, and I've been advocating for this for a while. And I'm not sure if I've had any impact, but I will say that since the monster taming upswing has started, we've seen games like Dragon Quest Monsters come to the West. Digimon Survive also had a Western release. Monster Rancher has dipped their toes in the Western market, so hopefully Yokai Watch will follow suit and do the same. Personally, I really want to see Yokai Watch 4 get localized because it's on Switch and I'd be able to actually play it with you guys on the channel. Unfortunately, my free time to play anything else besides games that I'm directly making content about is kind of sparse, but I did manage to get a physical copy of the original Yokai Watch game, and I'm definitely going to give it a go very soon. Now, that being said, what's the point of this video? Well, basically, I want to make a statement to Yokai Watch fans and just people that want more monster taming games in the West localized. Now is the perfect time to express your opinions about the Yokai Watch franchise to Level 5, whether it be on social media, through email, or whatever means of communication are possible. I'm not saying to harass anybody, but simply making it known that Yokai Watch is something that is worth localizing could in fact make the difference when it comes to whether or not we actually get said localization. If the development studio sees that there's buzz online in English about this new Yokai Watch game, or a sentiment that Yokai Watch 4 is something that we want to see get localized, at least as a testing ground, so they can kind of see what kind of sales numbers they can expect in the West with this new title, there's a good chance that these studios will act accordingly. At the end of the day, they want to make money, and if they see that there is a financial incentive to at least localize Yokai Watch 4, see how it does, and then we can kind of get our foot in the door when it comes to Western Yokai Watch games. From there, it'll be as simple as supporting the 4th installment, but in order to actually get it out in English, I think it's going to be very important to make your voices heard. I had a very similar video to this back when Level 5 was kind of quiet, but I think now is the prime opportunity because we know for a fact that Yokai Watch is not dead and there is a new Yokai Watch game in the works, and even though we don't have confirmation of a Western release, hopefully they'll see games like Dragon Quest Monsters, like I said, Monster Rancher, etc., and dip their toes back in this market. But yeah, ultimately this is going to be a big endeavor for the most hardcore Yokai Watch fans, so definitely let me know in the comments below if you are one of these people. What do you think the best way to get our voices heard is, and what are your hopes for this new Yokai Watch installment? That being said, if you do want to stay up to date on all things monster taming and any sort of news about this next Yokai Watch game, definitely subscribe to my channel for daily content, and we'll see you next time. Peace.